Dulce, New Mexico. Located right on the Colorado-New Mexico border, it is a quiet town with a population just under 4,000. It is the tribal headquarters of the Jicarilla Apache Reservation, and is also the alleged location of a secret underground alien base. It was winter 1967 in rural New Mexico. Project Gas Buggy is underway as part of U.S. Operation Plowshare, a program designed to find peaceful uses for nuclear explosions, or so they claim. In what might have been a covert operation, part of the 1954 Greada Treaty that took place during the Eisenhower administration, and where there was an agreement to let aliens experiment on human beings in exchange for technology, the subsurface was being hollowed out for the creation of underground base. A decade later, a businessman and UFO researcher, Paul Venowitz, was in Albuquerque investigating a cattle mutilation when he claimed he had intercepted a radio communication that he thought was coming from an installation outside of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Benowitz would later partner up with local law enforcement official and Gaming Control Board investigator Gabe Valdez, who would later confirm that Paul Venowitz was onto something. Gabe Valdez was the center figure in an investigation on cattle mutilations, where he made his own experiments to figure out how the cattle were being selected, and started to see a pattern on the cows under UV lights of a glitter-like substance on the cattle. He also frequently reported sightings of strange flying objects that seemed to have dominated the Jicarilla Apache town of Dulce, New Mexico since the mid-1970s. He also claimed that he had came across mysterious tracks that led him to believe there was a base there. During an interview, he claims he thinks he had gotten too close to the truth, and that had drawn the attention of unpleasant characters. When he later discovered his phone had been tapped, among other things, that led him to stop his investigations. His reports and findings led to an FBI investigation on the mutilations, but was shortly called off due to jurisdiction issues. The story spread rapidly within the UFO community, and by 1990, ufologist John Lear, son of Bill Lear, founder of the Learjet Corporation, which would later go on to make parts for the space shuttle's main engine, claimed that he had independent confirmation of the base's existence, which gave validity to the possibility of a base there. This is where the events start taking a sinister turn. We introduce Phil Schneider and Thomas Castillo. Phil Schneider, which we will dive into deeper in another video, claimed to be an ex-government structural engineer who helped in construction of the base, and openly came out to the public after a military incident at the base in 1979, which subsequently led to his mysterious death days before he was scheduled to do a lecture on the subject. He was found dead at his hotel with a catheter around his neck, which was ruled a suicide. Many were skeptic about this, as he publicly claimed, "If you find me dead, I did not commit suicide." Thomas Castillo claimed to be a security technician at the base, who also went public on the disclosure of the base, releasing sketches of the levels at Dulce, who also went missing there shortly after. With their combined intel, we get to see exactly what was happening at the base, which ranged from atomic manipulation, cloning, studies of the human aura, advanced mind control applications, animal-human crossbreeding, and many more bizarre experiments. The base consisted of 7 levels and an underground shuttle system that led to Los Alamos. Level 1 is a security and communication station. Level 2 was for human staff housing. Level 3 mostly consisted of government offices and labs. Level 4 through 7 is where things start to get really dark. At level 4, there are experiments and research done on humans, as well as aspects of dream manipulation, hypnosis, and telepathy. On level 5 consists of alien housing in cages incarcerating men, women, and children. Level 6, also known as Nightmare Hall, contains genetic labs. Here is where the crossbreeding experiments of humans and animals are done. The 7th level is a cryogenic storage with hundreds of human bodies. Humans were not allowed past level 4, but during a 1979 expansion of the base, it was accidentally discovered by Phil Schneider that they had dug into a pre-existing section of area that the alien greys had already dug into, where they uncovered very dark experiments that were not agreed upon during the Greada Treaty, and a confrontation broke out with security and aliens at the base. Unable to contain the situation, a situation and disclosure report on the base and its experiments was sent to Captain Major Ellis Lloyd Richard Jr. and Jimmy Carter. Under a secret presidential order signed by President Jimmy Carter and the NSA's Department C, an attack was ordered on the base by Major Ellis Lloyd Richards. Using the newly established Delta Force, an especially hand-picked group of Air Force, Navy SEAL, and Army Rangers, a mission was organized, a mission so secret, not even the commanding officers were told about it until the night of the attack. This event led to Phil Schneider going on the run when he left the base during the attack, which he had evidenced by showing his injuries when he claimed he was shot with a laser beam by one of these gray aliens. Shortly after this, he went public but was met with skepticism. Shortly after going on tour for conferences where he claimed to have physical evidence, which he displayed rare metals and materials amongst many photos. He was found dead January 17, 1996, and would appear to be a suicide by strangulation. Many claim he would have been unable to commit suicide that way because of his injuries that limited his physical motion. Here is where the story goes cold, with much speculation on details and events that took place thereafter. Not much is known after this event, after many suspicious deaths of lead and key figures disappearing and going to prison. Some claim the base is still in operation, but only as a shadow of its former self, with some still questionable and ethical experiments still taking place. While some of the information is anecdotal, there seems to be too many angles for this story to be completely dismissed. What do you guys think? Is there a base in Dulce, New Mexico? Did a secret battle between aliens and humans take place? Leave a comment, question, or like and subscribe for more videos like this.